MP to all cars. Armed robbery on security vehicle
Juliet,
now.
4 to MP.
Four men.
Of watch.
Delta 1 to MP. Disturbance in High Street. Gang of youths
MP
fighting
to
with
Golf
knives.
1-1.
Request assistance, over.
Suspects on premises.
What kept you, Jack?
Oh, there was a queue a mile long. But here we are. 2 mugs of tea. And here's your change.
Oh, I've been looking forward to this.
Sergeant Brook!
Oh, no peace. Look, keep it up for me, will you?
OK.
Ah, Dave.
Yeah.
Do you know the Matador Club?
What, King Street?
Yeah. Mr. Roberts, the owner, has come to see us.
What about?
Why, it's hard to say. They had some bother last Saturday.
So what's new?
Well, he doesn't trust us much. But it must be bad this time, or he wouldn't have come. He says he's being leaned on.
Who by?
Well, you can find out. He's waiting in interview room 2. Not ready to say a lot, but see what you can get out of him.
Right, sir. Tolly, let's have you. And bring my tea along with you.
Yeah.
So,
What's up?
someone wants a chat with us, Mr. Roberts. I'll just finish this, then we're going. Right. Mr. Roberts.
Yeah, that's me.
Good morning. I'm Sergeant Brook, and this is Detective Constable Tully. I believe you've got something to tell us.
If you'll listen.
So, what's it about?
I own a club.
Yes, I know. The Matador. And you've had some trouble. Last Saturday night.
Yes, we're still clearing it up. Next time it'll be worse.
Oh, and you're making a complaint?
No.
What then?
To remind you what's happening on your patch, in hope that maybe you'll take some
I
notice.
don't follow you, Mr. Roberts.
I think you do, Sergeant.
You tell me.
OK, I'll spell it out for you. Ever since I took over the place, I've had trouble. Not only Saturday night, but the 2 before that. The previous owner never had any bother, did he? And why?
You tell us, Mr. Roberts.
As if you didn't know. Because he paid for protection, didn't he?
How much?
50 quid a week. That was what he was paying. The first week when I took over, the collectors came. On the nose. 50 quid from the till. In notes. Regular each week.
You paid it.
I didn't want to, but anything for a quiet life.
Did it keep trouble away?
Yeah, for a few weeks.
So why's it all started up now?
Well, they're getting greedy. They're upping the price. They want 100 a week. I can't afford it. So they sent in the heavy mob.
They, Mr. Roberts? Who are they?
You trying to tell me you don't know?
Yeah.
You're the only copper on the station who doesn't.
Tully, do you know?
No, Sarge.
So we're asking you.
Webb, that's who. Harry Webb. You know as well as I do. Webb gets a payoff from every club on your patch. Look, I'm wasting my time. If you won't listen, I'll take it to the newspapers. I'll tell them you know, but you'll do sod all about it.
Come back, Mr. Roberts. Sit down, calm down. Of course I know what's going on, Mr. Roberts, but let's get one thing straight. Not every club's in hock to Harry Webb, just the dodgy ones like yours. You rip the customers off. You let tarts in to take what's left. It's not nice, Mr. Roberts. You deserve what you get.
So you're not going to do anything about it?
Well, there's nothing we can do, is there, Tully?
Not unless we get a complaint, Sergeant.
Oh, that's it then. The police won't help. I'm packing it in, getting out.
All you have to do is give us some more information. Like who collects from you.
Well, I'll tell you that much. But no more. It's not worth the aggro. Webb sends a bloke round called Kovacs, built like a barn. So guess what? They call him Tiny. His mate's called Reynolds. He's big too, but they're both gentle with it, if you know what I mean.
Gentle?
They come in Friday night, nice and quiet, have a drink, look round at the trade, smile, collect the money all polite like and go.
No trouble so long as you pay.
Well, couldn't be nicer.
And when you don't pay?
They leave, still ever so polite and smiling. Then half an hour later, round comes the heavy mob. They never went to charm school. They turn the place over, frighten the customers, and I lose my trade. Last Saturday, they smashed up the bar. And when the customers left, they broke up the place.
Did Kovacs come back with his boys?
No, he always keeps clear, leaves it a bit. Then, when it's all settled down, comes back to see if I've learned my lesson.
How often does he visit you?
Well, you never can tell. Drops in any time. Except Tuesday. Seems to be his night off.
I see.
They drive around in this big old Mercedes. It belongs to Harry Webb. One of his boys drives it. Reynolds and Kovacs come in to look at the business, and then on Friday night they collect.
Has Webb upped the protection money on the other clubs?
Dunno.
And now?
I'll give it another week. Can't you do something, Mr. Brook?
We'll see.
But don't involve me. I've put my neck out enough already.
Well, goodbye, Mr. Roberts.
So how did it go, Dave?
Well, he wants our help, but he doesn't want to be involved.
Well, if we help, will he stand up?
Yeah, I think he might.
Well, no one ever has before. They get hurt and come running. When they call off, they get scared and say forget it.
He named Harry Webb. We could give it a try.
Yeah, all right. Get Roberts to come forward as a witness, and we might have a case.
Yes, sir.
CID, DC Tally speaking. Yeah, he's just coming. Sarge, for you.
Right. Sergeant Brook, who's it?
Oh, it's Tommy, Mr. Brook. I've got something for you. Can we meet?
Yeah, when?
Well, 20 minutes? I'll be in Brent Street, near the bridge.
Okay.
What did Mr. Roach say?
Well, we give Harry Webb a try.
What are we going to do?
I don't know. Here, what's left to deal with in the tray?
Oh, we've got some housebreaking, 3 thefts from cars, a sub-post office, the timber yard.
The
There's
sub-post office. Let's have a look. Yeah, this might do.
Do what, Sarge?
Stir up something with our Mr. Webb.
How?
You'll find out. Just book us out a car.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and listen. Drop me on the North Bridge first, then drive on and wait for me. I've got to see someone. So, what have you got for me, Tommy?
It's the break-ins up at Beechwood Terrace. You interested?
Let's hear it.
I can tell you where you'll find the gear.
Okay, where?
Do you think there'll be a reward, Mr. Brook? It's valuable stuff.
Just tell me.
What's written down here? You'll find him there as well.
Find who?
Terry Nichols.
He's back at it, is he?
Well, I thought you'd be interested.
Ah, thanks, Tommy.
Mr. Brook,
Yeah.
I'm skint. You couldn't find your way to...
Okay, look, take this to be going on with until I know the strength. Then there may be more.
Oh, thanks, Mr. Brook.
So where to now, Sarge?
Let's drop in on Harry Webb. He's got an office in the High Street.
What, he runs a business?
Well, he has to. It's a front to explain where his money comes from.
So what are you going to do?
Play a little game with Mr. Webb. Draw him out.
How?
That sub-post office raid.
I'm not with you.
It's an excuse, a chance to meet him, ask some questions, maybe get him bothered.
I don't follow, Sarge.
You don't have to. You just sit quiet and listen.
If you say so.
Who do you want?
Mr. Webb.
Who do I say?
The police.
Mr. Webb don't see no police.
Tell him he can either see us here or down at the station.
About what?
Tell him it's about a blagging, you know.
Wait here. Mr. Webb,
Yes, Tony.
2 coppers want to see you.
Do I know them?
No.
Well, tell them I'm busy. They should phone.
It's about a blagging. They said you'd know. Shall I say you're busy?
No, hold it. Hold it. Show them in.
Sure, Mr. Webb. He'll see you. This way.
Thank you.
Come in, gentlemen. And what can I do for you?
It's just a routine inquiry, Mr. Webb. A few questions. We think you can help us.
About what?
Well, you may have read about it. A hold-up at one of our sub-post offices. Not a lot taken, £7,000. But they've all got to be looked into.
Oh, of course, of course. Sit down.
Oh, thank you very much.
How can I help you with that?
Well, if you'll let me give you the picture, Mr. Webb. It happened at night. 2 men. One stays downstairs. The other goes upstairs to the postmaster's flat. He has a shotgun. Does a bit of frightening. Gets the keys. Goes down to the safe.
So, what's this got to do with me?
Well, we've now learned, Mr. Webb, that a car was seen driving away. A Mercedes. Light-coloured, London plates, a W registration, and a 6 in the number.
So?
Well, you have a Mercedes, Mr. Webb, that answers that description. We have to know where it was on the night in question.
Well, when was this?
2 weeks ago, last Tuesday.
I see. Well, I wouldn't know offhand. Can you leave it with me?
Oh, sure, yes. It's just an inquiry, and I hope it's no trouble, Mr. Webb. But we've got to check the leads.
Of course. And your name is?
Detective Sergeant Brook, and my colleague is Detective Constable Tully. I'm sorry to trouble you, sir, but when you can remember, phone the station on this number and leave word.
Sure. Goodbye, Sergeant.
Yeah, well, goodbye, Mr. Webb.
Goodbye, sir.
Tiny,
Yes, Mr. Webb.
where was that car on Tuesday night?
Same place it is every Tuesday night, Mr. Webb, in the garage.
Tiny, I want the truth.
Straight, Mr. Webb. We don't use it Tuesdays, like you said. I was down Soho for a drink.
And was Reynolds with you?
Sure, we were seeing friends.
Can you prove that?
Sure, Mr. Webb, it's true. You ask around.
Don't worry. I'll ask.
What on earth was all that about a Merc being used on the post office job?
Just stirring things up, Tully.
It won't work.
Why not?
Well, the villains who did the job used a motorbike, not a Merc. 3 witnesses saw it.
Maybe, but it'll worry Harry Webb and do 2 things for us. Give us a reason to see him again and make him wonder about his minders. Wonder if they're using his car for private jobs. If there's something they're doing he doesn't know about.
He has a nice little racket going. Won't want anything to spoil it. Right, so what's next?
We pick up a couple of DCs, get the list of stuff stolen at Beechwood Terrace, and visit number 20 Richmond Street. Shouldn't take us long. The basement flat belongs to Terry Nichols, so Matheson, you go into the backyard, see no one slips out. O'Brien, you stay in the street in case he makes a dash for it.
Yes, Sergeant.
And you and I, Tully, go in by the front.
Right.
Yeah, what is it?
Hello, Terry. We've just come to pay you a visit.
Oh, it's you, Sergeant Brook. What's it about then?
Well, don't keep us standing on the doorstep, Terry. It's rude. Invite us in.
No.
Nichols, we have reason to believe there's stolen property in this house.
Well, then you've reason to believe a load of balls. Push off, I'm eating.
We can send for a warrant.
Okay, come in. But don't make a mess of the place. And put everything back where you found it.
Charlie, tell the others to come in.
Yes, Sergeant.
What you looking for then?
We've had a few break-ins on the hill, Terry. Beechwood Terrace. Could be your style.
I don't know what you're talking about. Do you mind if I finish my lunch?
No, go ahead. How many rooms you got here?
Well, you can see them all from here. 3. This one, the bedroom and the kitchen.
What do you want us to do, Sergeant?
O'Brien, you do the bedroom, Matheson this room, and you, Tully, the kitchen. While you and I, Terry, will just stand and watch.
You're wasting your time. And don't take too long, I'm back at 2.
Back where?
To work. I've got a job.
A regular job, Terry. Things are looking up.
There's no need to be sarcastic, Sergeant.
Sergeant?
Yeah?
I found this work case.
Well, let's have it then. Oh, this is very nice, Terry. A do-it-yourself burglar's kit. Skeleton keys, glass cutter, pliers, jemmy, a pair of cotton gloves. Very neat.
It's my old gear. I don't use them now.
Well, you keep them as a souvenir, do you?
Well, that's right. I've got a job now, I told you. But you didn't come here to find that.
No, but it's a start.
Sergeant, I think it's here, in the kitchen.
Wait a minute, what's going on?
Come on, Terry. Let's go and see what DC Tully has found.
At the back of this pots and pans cupboard, Sergeant. See? A plastic bag. I haven't touched it yet.
We'll let Terry take it out.
Yeah, that was never there before.
Put it on the table, Terry.
Look, this is a fit-up.
Are you saying we planted it?
Oh, somebody did.
You saw us come in. Was anyone carrying a bag as big as that?
Oh, no.
Tully, sort it out. Check it with the list.
What list?
Thefts from the householders at Beechwood Terrace. They want their property back. Open it up, Tully. Matheson, O'Brien, you can put all the other stuff back.
Right, Sergeant.
So, what have we got, Jack?
Well, it looks like it all comes from one job on the hill. Want me to check?
Yeah.
7 rings, 3 sets of earrings, 4 gold chains and pendants, 3 cameos, these brooches, and some silver frames.
Where do they come from, Terry?
I don't know where they come from. And they wouldn't be stuffed in that bloody cupboard if I did.
You mean if you'd known we were coming? O'Brien, take him out of the car.
Yes, Sergeant. Come on, Nichols.
You busy, sir?
Huh?
We brought in Terry Nichols, housebreaking.
Sir?
What was the name of that old lady who disturbed a thief in Beechwood Terrace?
Mrs. Gilbert.
Yeah. Is she still in hospital?
Well, last time I heard she was. Pretty poorly. You want her to identify some valuables?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, all right. But only if she's well enough.
Yes, sir. Tully, phone the hospital, ask about Mrs. Gilbert, see how she is. If she's up to it, take the valuables and show them to her.
Yes, Sarge. CID, DC Tully. Yes, who is it, please? Just a minute. Sergeant, it's Harry Webb.
Yes, Mr. Webb.
Mr. Brook,
Yeah?
that stuff about my car, what are you up to?
Why?
It's a load of rubbish.
Is it?
You know it is. I want to see you.
All right, yeah, I'll drop in. Webb is bothered.
Oh?
He wants to know what we're up to.
Come in, Sergeant. On your own this time?
Yes, Mr. Webb.
Take a seat.
Oh, thank you.
I think we ought to have a straight talk.
About what?
About my car, the Mercedes.
Oh, so it was your car.
Now, don't play games, Sergeant. It wasn't my car used in the post office raid. You know that, and I know that. My car was in its garage all that day. All day and all night. There are witnesses.
You're quite sure, Mr. Webb?
I make it my business to be sure. Harry Webb doesn't have to buy witnesses. When I ask, they tell the truth. And there's another thing. The police aren't the only ones who make inquiries.
Yeah?
There was never a motor car on that post office job. We both know it. So what's going on? You can tell me what you're up to. How about a drink?
No, I can't have a drink, but I'd like to have a talk.
You don't mind if I...
No, you go here. It's a nice office you've got here.
You like it?
Hey, tell me about your business, Mr. Webb.
Oh, it's on the door. You saw it. Business consultant. People who need advice, need helping out.
And business is good?
Oh, you'd be surprised how many people consult Harry Webb.
Even betting shops and clubs?
Yes, even betting shops and clubs, Sergeant. If they need help, yes, we provide it. It's a service. Like any other service. You just have to ask.
What kind of service?
Well, now, how can I put it? Well, something like yourself. There are times when we're asked to keep the peace. People like a bit of peace these days. Can't always have it, so, like you, we help to keep it. Good wages. You know, Sergeant, I could use someone like you in the business. Efficient, good at his job, you'd be a great asset. Would you be interested?
Are you offering me a job, Mr. Webb?
That's up to you.
I'll forget you ever asked.
So, we're back to the car. It's a game, isn't it, Sergeant? You had a complaint about me, so you think scare Harry Webb and see if he runs. Well, he doesn't.
Well, that's it then.
Keep in touch, Sergeant.
I will. Bye, Harry.
So, Mr. Webb told you, eh?
Told me what, Tiny?
About the card. I want a word with you. I do not like...
We'll have a
people
chat, Tiny. But later. Some other time.
What did he want, Sarge?
Webb?
Yeah.
Wanted to know why I was pushing him. He even had the brass neck to offer me a job.
What did you say?
Do you have to ask?
No, I mean about pushing him.
Oh, for the record, the car gag won't work anymore.
So we have to find something else?
Yeah. Oh, how about Mrs. Gilbert? Do you see her?
Yeah, went to the hospital and showed her the valuables. It's not all there, but what there is hers.
Where's Nichols?
Oh, down in the cells, waiting. He still says he didn't do it.
And?
I think you've got the wrong man.
Oh? Got a reason?
Well, it's just a feeling. I've been talking to him.
So?
Well, I felt it right from the start. The way he argued with you at the door, that was straight up. When we found the stuff, he seemed genuinely surprised. And when you asked him to fetch it out, what he did was innocent. He put his prints all over it. And another thing, when he was housebreaking, he never kept the stuff at his own house, always got rid of it. He says you know that.
All right, listen to this. 4 jobs up on the hill. Each time he fenced the stuff right away. That's his style. But this last job, he disturbed an old lady. She's in hospital. He has to keep that stuff. No fence will touch it until the heat's off.
He's never been violent.
Until now. That's why he's scared.
I think you're wrong.
What then?
So I'd like to settle it. Let the old lady have a look at him.
Tully, look, frail old ladies in hospital do not like facing the slag who beat their head in.
No, I've seen her. She's all right.
OK, if it'll stop you arguing. But get her permission. And when it's over, if you want a drink, I'll be seeing Mr. Roberts at his club.
Yes, Sarge. Mrs. Gilbert.
Oh, hello, Mr. Tully.
How are you feeling now? I brought you some grapes.
Oh, how kind.
That jewellery you identified today, we think we've got the man who stole it.
Oh.
Now, I've brought him here. Would you mind seeing him and telling us?
Well, if you say so, yes.
Thank you, Mrs. Gilbert. Now, all I'll do is bring him into the ward by that door, then stand him there so you can take a look.
Oh.
Now, don't worry, it'll be all right. Ready, Nichols?
No, I'm not.
She's waiting.
An old dame in hospital? You're going to take the word of a sick old lady?
I'll take her word, yeah. Come on. Stay by the door. Mrs. Gilbert, do you know that man?
No, it's not him. Not him at all. The man was little. Not a bit like him, I'm sure.
Evening, Mr. Roberts.
Oh, Sergeant Brook. So what can we do for you?
Oh, nothing. It's Friday night. Thought I'd drop in.
Can you make it later? A bit tied up at the moment.
Oh, looks pretty quiet to me.
It's not surprising, is it?
Well, you got the place back together again. Stopped serving drink, though, have you?
Oh, you want a drink, do you?
I thought you'd never ask. Scotch.
You want soda with it?
Water'll do. So, you're tied up at the moment, are you?
Well, you know how it is.
You expecting visitors tonight, then?
Visitors?
You know what I mean, Mr. Roberts. Your special Friday night ones. Well?
It's worse than that. Harry Webb phoned.
And?
He's coming here.
Did he say why?
I think he's heard about our little chat. Hurry up and finish that drink, Sergeant.
When you expected him?
He phoned half an hour ago. Could be any time.
Well, maybe I should just wait here and have it out with him.
With me in the middle, he must be joking.
I'm not going to say anything about you. Anyway, he wouldn't try it on with the old Bill here, would he?
I think you better go, Sergeant. Please.
No, I haven't finished my drink yet.
You can do that in my office out the back. Oh, God. Good evening, Mr. Webb.
Good evening, Tom. Good evening, Sergeant. This is a surprise.
Is it?
Tom, top up the sergeant's glass. A social visit?
Well, just passing. I like to see everything's peaceful on my patch.
Good to know the law's looking after us, eh, Mr. Roberts?
Oh, yes, Mr. Webb.
Reassuring, isn't it? Sleep well in our beds at night.
I wish everyone felt like that, Mr. Webb.
Oh?
Well, Mr. Roberts is lucky. Not like some I know, he seems to have no trouble here. At least nothing he can tell me about.
I'm glad to hear that, Sergeant.
Well, let's hope he stays lucky.
Let's hope so.
Matador Club. Who is it? Yes, he's here. Hold on. Sergeant, it's for you.
Yeah. Brooke here. Who is it?
It's Tully, Sarge. I took Terry Nichols to the old lady, and guess what? It's the wrong bloke.
Is she sure?
Dead sure. Nothing like him. Look, I'd like a word about it, Sarge.
Right, I'll come back.
Not bad news, I hope, Sergeant.
Well, all crime is bad news, Mr. Webb. I must go.
Sure you won't stay, Mr. Brook? Have another drink?
All right, Mr. Roberts. Set one up for me. I'll be back.
All right, Sergeant.
Good night, Sergeant.
So what happened, Jack?
The old lady took one look at him and said no. She said it was a little fella, thin.
What happened to Nichols?
Mr. Roach told him to go. You know, I always had the feeling Nichols
Are
wasn't...
you trying to say something?
Well, yes, Sarge. The tip came from your snout. Where did he get it? Look, I must know, Sarge. Next time I take someone to that old lady, it has to be right.
OK. I'll have his guts.
Hello?
Tommy,
Yes?
it's Sergeant Brook. That tip you gave me. Terry Nichols. Where did it come from?
Well, it was something I heard, Mr. Brook. Did you find the gear?
You're not listening, Tommy. Where did it come from?
I can't tell you that, Mr. Brook.
You got me into trouble, Tommy. If I'm to use you again, I need an answer.
Well, it came from Chris Fulton.
Fulton, I know him. He's a housebreaker with a record for violence. So what happened?
Well, Fulton and Nichols used to be friends. They worked as a team. And they fell out.
Fell out? So he wanted to drop Nichols in it?
Yeah, you're right, Mr. Brook. He used me. He let me down.
Let you down?
Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Brook.
Remind me not to use you again.
Sorted it out?
Yeah. Try Christopher Fulton. There's a file on him. You can show him to the old lady.
So how did the stuff get into Nichols' house?
Well, it's a guess. Fulton does the place, batters the old lady, but overdoes it. Finds out she's on the critical list and has to get rid of the valuables. So what does he do? Plants them on his old partner Nichols, who's going straight. Result? Nichols carries the can and Fulton pays off an old grudge at the same time.
Then the bum tip was passed on to you.
I'll have Fulton's skin for this. But we've got a job to do. First we go to King Street to the Matador Club.
Mr. Webb, is it?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, you've come back, Sergeant.
Yeah, like I promised. Still in one piece?
Yeah. Why shouldn't I be?
Oh? Where's Mr. Webb?
He left you a drink. Here.
Oh. Put one up for my colleague, DC Tully, will you?
Oh, thanks.
Right, Mr. Brook.
So, where's the trouble?
What trouble, Sergeant? It's not going to be any trouble.
What do you mean? Harry Webb lost interest all of a sudden?
Well, not really. In fact, the opposite.
What do you mean?
He wants you off his back. So he made me an offer. He's bought me out. Taken over the place.
What?
All legit. Compensation for the damage, loss of trade. Generous offer. Immediate possession.
And you came to us for help?
Why should I need help? 2 coppers sitting at the bar, that's the last thing I want. Keeps the customers away.
And you said you'd fight Webb?
Be reasonable. Why should I need to fight him? We're friends. I've got his cheque, he's got the club. We're both happy.
Tully, there are times when you can't win. Finish your drink and let's go and nick Chris Fulton.
Yes, Sarge.